Okay, our next topic is your paralytic ileus. Okay, pag sinabi nating paralytic ileus it's the lack of movement in your intestines. Okay, so ano nangyayari diyan? Nagkakaroon ng disruption saan? Sa peristaltic movement ng alin? Ng tiyan ninyo. Okay? So, nagkakaroon ng intestinal obstruction wherein nagkakaroon ng build up ng gas, liquid, or solid contents. Okay? Now, ano yung mga factors that increases the risk of your paralytic ileus? Okay. We have your modifiable and non-modifiable. Okay. Una, medications. Okay. We have your opioids, anticholinergics, antihistamines, and your antidepressants. Okay. These medications decreases what? Decreases the GUT what? GUT motility. Okay? Dinedecrease daw nila yung movement ng what? Ng GI ninyo. Okay? And then we have also your surgery. Okay? Your abdominal and pelvic surgery. Why? Nagkakaroon ng stress, okay, sa abdomen ninyo. And at the same time, if gumamit ng what? If gumamit ng anesthesia. Okay? Gumamit ng anesthesia. We also have your infection like your peritonitis and your sepsis. Because of inflammation, okay, remember, because of inflammation, okay, of the abdominal wall, pwedeng magkaroon ng what? Ng paralytic ileus, okay. Electrolyte imbalance such as your hypokalemia, hyponatremia, hypomagnesemia, and hypocalcemia, okay. Pag tinanong, alin dyan ang pinaka-common na cause ng paralytic ileus ninyo? It's your hypokalemia. Wherein, okay, remember that your potassium is needed by your what? Muscle to contract. Okay? May muscle ba ang intestine ninyo? Yes, may movement yan. May muscle contraction. Okay? Kailangan ba yung potassium natin sa smooth muscle natin for them to contract? Yes. Okay? Kailangan din ba ng smooth muscle ninyo yung ibang electrolytes para mag-contract? Yes. Pero ang pinaka-common dyan is your hypokalemia. Okay? Next is your trauma. Okay? Your abdominal trauma. Okay? Ano ba nangyayari? Sabi ko nga sa inyo, if may stress dun sa may abdomen ninyo, nagdi-decrease ang what? Motility ng tiyan. Okay? Head trauma and brain trauma. Okay? Ano nangyayari dyan? Okay? Naaapektuhan yung what? Yung brain-gut axis natin. Okay? Yung brain-gut axis natin. Wherein, kapag nagkaroon ng nagkaroon ng problem sa brain-gut axis, okay? Sulat natin. Sorry. Ala, ba't ayaw na? Head trauma, brain, GUT axis. Okay, ano nangyayari dyan? Okay, ano nangyayari? Nagkakaroon ng imbalance saan? Sa may autonomic nervous system natin. Okay, sa may ANS natin. Okay, wherein nagkakaroon ng overstimulation. Stimulation of your what? Your SNS. Remember, kapag active ang SNS ninyo, yung GI tract ninyo is naka-rest. Okay? Naka-rest yan. Okay. Ngayon, if ini-inhibits niya yung intestinal motility, what will happen? Okay? Magkakaroon ng paralytic ileus. Okay. Next, your dietary factors such as your dehydration and low fiber. Okay? Sa dehydration kasi, okay, sa dehydration, nagkakaroon ng fluid shift. Mas ina-absorb na ng katawan mo yung fluids kaysa mapunta siya saan? Sa may gut ninyo or sa may colon ninyo. Remember kasi, 'di ba, ang primarily function ng intestine mo, lalong-lalo na ang large intestine, is to reabsorb water. Okay? Reabsorb water. So, pag marami siyang na-absorb doon, magiging matigas ba yung poops? Yes. Pwede mag-cause ng constipation? Yes. Pwede ba mag-cause ng obstruction? Yes. Okay? Low fiber diet, okay? It could lead to constipation and increases the risk for having paralytic ileus, okay? So, that's your modifiable, okay? Pagdating naman sa non-modifiable natin, we have age, especially your elderly. Pansinin nyo, lagi silang constipated. Bakit? Kasi nagdi-decrease na yung motility ng tiyan nila, okay? Meron din tayong medical history such as your diabetes mellitus, hypothyroidism, neurological disorders such as your Parkinson's disease, multiple sclerosis, and your spinal cord injury. Ano nangyayari dyan? Again, it also reduces what? The GUT motility. Okay, yung GI tract motility ninyo, dinedecrease din nila. And we have your genetics. Okay, so now, After exposure to your modifiable and non-modifiable risk factors, what happened next? Okay? Pwedeng magkaroon ng neurogenic pathway, inflammatory pathway, electrolyte imbalance, and decreased blood flow sa may tawag dito, sa may intestines ninyo. So pag nagkaroon ng neurogenic pathway, di ba? Nagkakaroon ng disruption saan? Sa may neural pathways ninyo that controls the peristalsis. Okay? So, if nagkaroon ng disruptions doon na part na yun, it decrease your peristalsis. Okay? Sa inflammatory pathway naman, nagkakaroon ng release ng pro-inflammatory mediators. These pro-inflammatory mediators decreases the peristaltic movement of your what? Of your GUT. Okay? Of your GUT. Of your gut. Okay? And then, electrolyte imbalance. We have your reduce the contractility in the smooth muscle. Kasi sabi ko nga lang kanina, okay, electrolytes is needed by your smooth muscle for them to contract. Okay? So, pag nagkaroon ng electrolyte imbalance, lalong-lalo na kapag mga hypo, it decreases peristaltic movement. Okay? Decrease blood flow. Saan? Sa may intestine ninyo, nagkakaroon ng dysfunction of the intestine leading sa decreased peristalsis. Okay? Now, dahil nagkaroon ng decreased peristaltic movement, okay, pwede bang magkaroon ng build-up ng gases? Okay? Yes. Pwede bang magkaroon ng fluid accumulation? Yes. Pwede bang magkaroon ng absence of bowel sound and inability to pass gas or stool? Yes. Pwede bang magkaroon ng build-up of waste products? Yes. Okay? Pag nagkaroon ng build-up of gases, it could lead to your abdominal distension and abdominal discomfort. Pag nagkaroon naman ng fluid accumulation, that could lead to your abdominal bloating. Okay? And then, build-up of waste product, it could cause your nausea and vomiting. Now, ano yung mga diagnostics natin na pwede natin gamitin? Okay, diagnostics natin, pwede natin gamitin yan, physical examination. Okay? Through abdominal palpation and abdominal auscultation. Okay, pagdating sa abdominal palpation, okay, check for what? That tenderness, distension, and your discomfort. Okay? While in your abdominal, okay, auscultation, nagkakaroon dyan ng absence of hypoactive bowel sound. Okay, so pag pinakinggan mo, hindi ka masyadong nakakarinig ng what? Hindi ka masyadong nakakarinig ng movement. Ng alin? Ng intestine ninyo. Okay? Dapat may naririnig ka dyan. Okay? Next, we also have your imaging, your abdominal x-ray. Okay? Ano makikita natin sa abdominal x-ray natin? Okay? Distended bowel loops. Okay? Pwede rin air fluid levels and lack of bowel gases. Okay? And in your CT scan, it detects complication of your paralytic ileus. Okay? Sa blood test naman, okay, electrolytes, mababa ang potassium, sodium, calcium, and your magnesium. And in your CBC, increase ang WBC. Okay? And then, pang-apat, NGT aspiration, it confirms the diagnosis. Okay? So, what will be our treatment for your paralytic ileus? Okay? Number one is supportive care. Ano yung supportive care na yon? Fluid and electrolyte replacement, IVF, and your NGT. Okay? So, yan yung mga supportive treatment natin. Pag medications naman, we have your what? Prokinetic medications. Ano itong mga prokinetic medications natin? Yung mga Lomotil natin and your, pwede rin natin gamitin ang, ang metoclopramide. Bakit? They increases what? They increases the peristaltic movement of your intestines. Okay? Pwede rin ba tayong magbigay ng pain medication? Yes. Okay? NPO yung pasyente natin? Yes. And pwede ba for surgery yung pasyente? Yes. Okay. So what will be your nursing diagnosis sa problem natin dito? Okay. May impairment ba ng gastrointestinal motility? Yes. So of course, nursing diagnosis natin dyan is your impaired gastrointestinal motility. We also have your imbalanced nutrition, less than body requirement. Bakit? Okay. Wala nang na-absorb na nutrients dahil may intestinal obstruction, di ba? Merong pain? Yes, kasi pwedeng nag-accumulate na yung poops mo sa intestine mo. So, what happened? 'Di ba? Pwede magkaroon ng compression ng nerve endings sa mga ibang sa intestine mo, causing your pain, anxiety. Yes, kasi hindi mo alam kung ano nangyayari sa iyo, 'di ba? Risk for fluid volume deficit, probably, and risk for infection. And now, what are the nursing interventions for your paralytic ileus? Okay, you need to continuously monitor the vital signs of your patient. Okay? Check for abdominal distension, tenderness, and your bowel sound. Okay? You need also, okay, to check for the fluid and electrolyte replacement and monitoring. Okay? And then NG tube care. Ensure the placement, monitor drainage, and assess for complication. Okay? NG tube care, ensure placement, monitor drainage, and assess complication. And then pain management, analgesics, and to assess pain. Okay? In assessing pain, again, PQRST ang gamitin natin. Okay? Pagdating naman sa nursing education natin, after the treatment, okay, diet ng pasyente natin, we need to introduce the food, okay, from clear liquids to low residue to your diet as tolerated, okay? So magi-start muna tayo sa clear liquids natin. Huwag muna agad diet as tolerated. Mag-start tayo sa clear liquids to low residue and then your what? Your diet as tolerated. Okay, medications, okay? You need to check the effect of your opioids again. Your opioids and your anticholinergics, antidepressant, and your antihistamine causes what? Decrease your gut motility. Okay? Your gut motility. And then, proper hydration. So, you need to instruct your patient to increase oral fluid intake. Now, ano yung kailangan mong i-watch out for your paralytic ileus? You need to watch out for bowel perforation, okay? Peritonitis and your sepsis, okay? You need also to watch out for the worsening of pain and abdominal distension. And then, bowel ischemia and your electrolyte imbalance, okay? So, that's your paralytic ileus. Now, we need to answer again this question, okay? Babasahin ko. A 64-year-old post-operative patient following abdominal surgery develops progressive abdominal distension, nausea, and your absence of bowel sounds on the second day of after surgery. Abdominal imaging reveals diffuse bowel dilation without a mechanical obstruction. The patient is diagnosed with paralytic ileus. Okay. Now, as a nurse, you understand that this factor is most likely contributed to this patient paralytic ileus following surgery. Ngayon, naiintindihan mo kung ano yung pwedeng mag-cause. Okay, is it the early ambulation, use of opioid analgesic, high fiber diet, or your increased parasympathetic activity? Okay. If your answer is letter D, okay, increased parasympathetic activity, remember that your PNS stimulates. Okay? It stimulates your GI to what? To contract. Okay? Nagtatrabaho ang GI ninyo kapag parasympathetic. Nagre-rest siya kapag SNS. Okay? So, letter D is wrong. Okay? Early ambulation. Letter A helps prevent paralytic ileus. Okay? It helps. Okay? It helps. So, hindi siya nakakapag-increase risk, okay? High fiber diet intake, okay? Kung letter C ang sagot mo, usually restricted early post-op, okay? Early post-op, okay? After post-op, hindi masyado munang binibigay ang high fiber diet. Bakit? Masakit, di ba? Tingnan mo, katatapos mo opera, tapos magbibigay ka ng high fiber. Good luck, di ba? So, the answer is letter B, the use of opioid analgesic. Bakit? Opioids inhibits gastrointestinal motility. Anong ginagawa niya? It decreases your acetylcholine release. Saan? Sa enteric nervous system ninyo. Okay? Pag nagkaroon ng release ng acetylcholine, okay, pag nag-decrease pala yung acetylcholine release sa may enteric nervous system ninyo, anong mangyayari? It could lead to the reduce of peristaltic movement. Okay? It could reduce the peristaltic movement. Now, post-operative use of opioid is a major and common cause of your paralytic ileus. Okay? So, the answer is your letter B. Okay? Next question. Upon assessing the patient, while assessment finding is most consistent with paralytic ileus rather than mechanical obstruction. Okay? Upon assessing the patient, which assessment finding is most consistent with paralytic ileus rather than mechanical obstruction? Okay? Is it high-pitched tinkling bowel sound, crampy abdominal pain, absent bowel sign, or projectile vomiting? Okay? So, what would be your answer? Okay? What would be your answer? If your answer is letter A, okay, mali na. Bakit? High-pitched tinkling sounds suggest mechanical obstruction. Okay, so mechanical obstruction daw to. Okay, so letter A. Pag letter B naman, crampy pain is more typical of obstruction. Okay, so obstruction din. Okay, kapag letter D naman, projectile vomiting, it is uncommon. Okay, uncommon daw. Uncommon, okay? Parang wrong spelling Uncommon, okay, yung projectile vomiting natin sa paralytic ileus. So, mali din ang letter D. So, the answer is letter C, absent vowel sound. Bakit? In paralytic ileus, it is characterized by your diffuse uniform bowel dilation and loss of peristaltic movement. Okay, pag nagkaroon ng loss of peristaltic movement, sa tingin mo ba may maririnig kang vowel sound? Wala. Okay, it resulting in the absence of hypoactive vowel sound. Okay, so the answer is letter C. Okay, next question. If paralytic ileus is not promptly managed, okay, not promptly managed, with which complication, okay, is the patient most at risk for? Okay, most at risk for. Mas at risk daw siya saan? Bowel ischemia, intussusception, electrolyte imbalance and dehydration, or your gastrointestinal bleeding. Okay? So, what would be your answer? Okay, if letter A ang sagot mo, okay, mali na yan. Bakit? Bowel ischemia is more associated with strangulation and obstruction. Okay? Bowel ischemia is more associated with strangulation and obstruction. So, mali na yung letter A ninyo. Kapag intussusception naman ang sagot ninyo, this is not related to your paralytic ileus. Okay? Ang intussusception nyo kasi is telescoping ng intestine ninyo. Okay? Pag sinabi nating telescoping ng intestines, okay, yung part ng small intestine mo pumasok din sa intestine mo. Kaya nga tinatawag siyang telescoping. Okay? Next, if D naman ang sagot mo, gastrointestinal bleeding, mali na. It is not the primary complication of your what? Your paralytic ileus. Okay? Remember, not primary complication. So what will be your answer? Again, it's letter C. Bakit? Okay, prolonged ileus leads to vomiting. Okay? Pag nagkaroon ng vomiting at malala yun, it could what? Lead to third spacing of fluid and inability to tolerate oral intake. Okay? Increasing the risk of your hypovolemia and electrolyte disturbances, particularly your hypokalemia, which can further worsens your paralytic ileus, okay? Electrolyte imbalance and your dehydration, okay? So, yan yung complications na mas at risk yung pasyente natin if not promptly managed, okay? Next, when it is most appropriate to resume oral feeding in a patient with paralytic ileus. Kailan daw tayo magre-resume, okay? Kailan magre-resume? Okay. Immediately after the surgery, once bowel sounds return, after passage of flatus or stool, or when abdominal pain subsides. Okay? So, the most appropriate, okay? Letter A, immediately after surgery is unsafe. Okay? Unsafe. So, mali ang letter A. It is unsafe. Okay? Di daw siya safe. Okay, if ang sagot mo, letter B, bowel sounds may occur before effective motility returns. Okay, ay once bowel sounds return, hindi. Why? Bowel sounds may occur before effective motility returns. Okay, so mali ang letter B. If letter D naman ang sagot mo, when abdominal pain subsides, okay, pain relief does not reflect GI recovery. Okay, tandaan mo yan. Okay, pain relief does not reflect GI recovery. So, mali ang letter D mo. Ang sagot is letter C, after passage of flatus or stool. Bakit? Okay? The return of bowel function is best indicated by passage of flatus or stool. Okay? Kapag lumabas na yung poops at utot mo, ibig sabihin nun, okay, kung lumabas yung utot at saka yung poops, ibig sabihin gumagana na yung what? Intestines mo. Okay? It demonstrates restoration of peristaltic movement. Okay? Bowel sounds alone are unreliable indicator. Okay? Vowel sounds alone is unreliable indicator. Okay, so the answer is letter C. Okay? Next, which statement by the patient indicates correct understanding of paralytic ill use management? Again, which statement, okay, by the patient indicates correct understanding, okay, paralytic ill use management. So, yung hinahanap natin dyan is positive statement. I should avoid moving to prevent pain. Okay? Tama ba? Okay? B, I can eat once my nausea stops. Walking can help my bowel starts working again. And I need laxative to fix my problem. Okay? If ang sagot mo is letter D, I need laxative. Remember that your laxative is what? Contraindicated. Okay? To your paralytic ill use. Okay? So, mali ang letter D. B, eating based, I can eat once my nausea stops. Okay, remember that eating based on nausea alone is unsafe. Okay, unsafe. Letter A, okay, I should avoid moving to prevent pain. Immobility worsens paralytic ill use. Okay, after ng, after ng surgery or na-hospital ka, mas ini-encourage nga nila na nag-ambulate ka. Bakit? Para gumalaw-galaw yung what? Magkaroon ng muscle contraction yung intestines mo, okay? So, avoiding movement is wrong. So, the answer is letter C. Why? Early ambulation stimulates gastrointestinal motility and it is the key non-pharmacologic intervention in managing paralytic ill use, okay? So, the answer is letter C. Okay, that is your paralytic ill use.